Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're going to just do another velocity banking review. It's really crazy how I have such a huge watch time on this channel. And sometimes I just don't get any comments, even on videos where I get a lot of watch time. So take a look at this video where you see that there's no comment at all, but you see a lot of people are watching, right? 52 hours of me just doing a spreadsheet. And I know in this video, I was showing what I've shown before, which is, hey, you could pay off a rental house in about 3 years, right? 10 years, you're like basically a millionaire with just three rental houses. And I remember the first time I showed this to a nurse that I know in real life, and she had owned rental property before. And I said, hey, before you get into real estate again, learn about this thing called velocity banking. And I remember looking at her face because she never paid off any property, even though she owned properties for like more than like 10 years, right? And I just showed her like, hey, how long does it take to pay off this property? Oh, 3 years. What about the next one? 2 years. Oh, next one is like 2 years again. And then I could just remember her face, how she was shocked. And so, if you don't leave any comments on these videos, I'm totally cool with it. I'm just gonna assume that you're a studious viewer watching these videos, okay? But I'm wondering if, I don't get that many comments because a lot of you are truly shocked by what I show. And again, I do these all day and every day, so it's kind of like drinking water for me now. But for some of you who watch these videos, it's like, what the F? You can pay off debt that quickly? Yeah, I know. All right. So, what is velocity banking? All it is a debt payoff strategy where you throw all your money into debt with the help of a line of credit, right? All your money into debt. So, what we're going to assume is we make the same income, we have the same expenses, and all we're doing is kind of controlling or changing the flow of money by not saving any money and redirecting it to what we call a line of credit. So, what's a line of credit? All it is a financial tool where you could borrow money, pay it back, and then use it over and over again. So, this is my $280,000 line of credit, 280,000. And how do you get lines of credit? It's easy. Don't need money, right? And this is going to piss off a lot of people, but here's how banks work. Banks don't lend money to people who need it. And because most people always try to get the money when they need it, they wondering why the bank won't lend it to them, right? And that's really how life works. And if you change your philosophy when it comes to banks, then magically you'll get over $500,000 in lines of credit. I have over $579,000 in lines of credit, me personally. Okay. So, all right. So 280,000. And then, all right, so now this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna assume we have access to a $90,000 line of credit, right? And we're gonna make this what we call our main operating account. So let me just zoom out here. And how much credit card debt do I have? It's 5, 8, 15, 27, 30. That's the balance. Now to sum it up, we have $85,000 in credit card debt. So I'm going to do this right here, 85,000, 85000. And guess what happens when we move that credit card debt? These all go to zero. And now we literally went from $368 to $3,196.49. Are you shocked? Because I'm not, because I've done this a million times, right? So I know the ins and outs of what they call velocitization of the banking system, right? So the next step or the last step is you put your entire paycheck into that line of credit, take your expenses out, and then rinse and repeat over and over again. And that's all we got to do. Mhm. So we're going to do this, get the next month's balance, which is based on the previous month's balance, previous month's interest minus our cash flow, 3196.49. And then we'll take the interest, calculate the interest with the average daily balance, multiply by 0.08, and then divide by 12. That's the interest rate I have on the line of credit. It's actually 7.5, but when I first got it, they gave me 8, so I'll use 8. And I've had lines of credit that were at 9%, 10% interest. I honestly, it was not a big deal. I don't really care. All right, so now let's go ahead and do this. And now, after some number of months, we're gonna pay off our credit cards, and that will be in 30 months. So 30 months, our credit cards are paid off. Whoop-de-doo. So 30 months. And then how much was that? That was 87, no, 85K. So 85K. Whoop-de-doo. Whoopsie daisy. Control V. And then now let's go ahead and make sure our loan calculator is set up correctly, right? So it's actually, 20, did I do this right? 3.99. Okay. And I am going to delete this one. Okay. So let me go back here. No, this isn't even right, the one. Okay. Let me go back here. So what's 25, 3? Oh, did I screw up? 25, 0, 0. Okay. 460, 30. I thought I screwed up. Okay, great. So now at 30 months, I got to figure out what the balance of these two loans are. So it's 30, 30. And then now I'm just going to move this auto loan into the line of credit. So let's go ahead and do that. And so once we do that right here, okay, so I'm going to do Control V. And this is going to be this. So this is going to be plus 13121.89, right? And then I'm going to go right here, and then this is going to be 0 in the auto loan. And now our cash flow is $3,656.79. And let's go ahead and do that. And let's pay off the auto loan. So 3656.79. Bam, bam, bam. Whoopsie. Bam. 33 months auto loan paid off. All right. So now let's go here. So 33 months. And then now it's 85 plus 25. So that's 110K. All right. 110K. And now all we have left is the mortgage. All we have left is the mortgage. So 33. And this is 0. So 33 months. Now we have the mortgage, and here's the thing. Now is the perfect time, in my opinion, to be able to add a rental property to our I don't want to say portfolio. Would that be the right word? But now is the perfect time that we can add a rental property to our budget or whatever. Because listen, if the tenant doesn't pay us, we got plenty of cash flow to cover us. Okay, so this is how you build wealth in rental real estate. Is you got to make sure you buy it at a discount, right? So I show you right here. $300,000 property, you buy it for 200,000. You got a $200,000 property, you got to buy it for 100,000, right? And so this is how I showed the nurse. And again, she's almost at retirement age. So she's done the real estate thing before. And then she was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that I did not know this, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go all in. Okay, let me reset this again. Let me reset this. We're going to go all in, right? And let's say we get a huge line of credit, $500,000. It doesn't have to be $500,000, but the whole point is we could just even buy a home. Again, the emphasis I'm going to put here is at a discount, a $300,000 home for $200,000, right? $200,000. And what is our cash flow right now? It is 3656.79. Now, if we get a tenant in here, well, obviously we have to add the tenant's income, okay? And for that $300,000 house, we'll say we get $2,000 of rent, being very conservative, especially for a $300,000 house. And then we also say that we only get 0.7% of that as the net operating income, meaning all your income after your expenses. That's 70%. And then 30%, you assume that goes into the your expenses, taxes, all that good stuff, insurance. So let's go ahead and do that. And we see that the cash flow is now 5 grand. Ooh, I like that. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's update this. So this is 5056.79. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let me update this here. And we'll see how long it takes to pay off this $200,000 loan. Remember, we're $200,000 all in, including repairs, and we got $100,000 upfront equity. And now we're combining our income versus the tenant's income. Okay, and let's see how long it takes for us to pay off our first rental property. 46 months. Ooh, so 46 months. So let's do this. So hold on. House number one time 46 months. Okay. And then we just rinse and repeat again. So we just do this with the second tenant, right? So now we just got to multiply this by 2, get another $200,000 loan, right? Or $200,000 purchase with the line of credit, possibly. You use a loan or line of credit, doesn't really matter. And then we update our cash flow. So 6456.79. And then now we see how fast does this pay off, right? Ooh, it pays off in 3 years, so 35 months, right? So now house number 2, right? House number 2 is 35 months. And then we just do it again, right? So now we do this with another tenant, and then this is times 3, so we'll have 3 tenants. And then now we have $7 gajillion of cash flow minus 7856.79. And I'm going to copy and paste right here. All right. And then we see that we paid it off in 28 months. Okay. So house number 3, okay, is going to be paid off in 28 months. And then number 3. And so let's add it up. 46 plus 35 plus 28. Okay. So it's 109 divided by 12. Boom. 9 years, 9.08 years, 3 free and clear rental properties. And I remember when I showed this, she was like super shocked. I was like, what? Like, how, what? Because think how long it takes for the average person to pay off their mortgage, not even in 30, because they refinance or they move and get a new loan, right? So let me just show you this right here. My goat status, the greatest of all time. And then if you take a look here, this is my mortgage paid off in 2 years and 9 months, right? 2 years and 9 months. So again, have I done this strategy? Sure. And I actually know somebody who's going to pay off their own mortgage in about 1.8 years if they follow the plan, or estimated paid off 1.8, and then they got another property that they pay off in like 2.5 with this huge amounts of cash flow from one house, right? It's crazy. Like I surround myself with people who do these amazing things and it becomes normal for me. And I just do this all day, every day, and then I honestly am shocked that sometimes other people are shocked. It's like, uh, yeah, I don't know if you ever watched The Simpsons, where like Homer is telling his coworker where that he went to space, and he's like, "You went to space?" And then Homer's like, "You've never been?" Right? And what does that really? How does that relate to what I'm talking about? Is because I paid off my mortgage in 2 years and 9 months, and then now I know another person who's going to kind of do it at that trajectory. And then once I surround myself more and more people like this, then it's gonna be like, "You've never been to space, or you never paid off your mortgage in 2 years and 9 months." In fact, let me go ahead and find that clip right now. Give me one moment. Oh, yeah, it's this one. It's this one. Let's play a little bit.
And here's a picture of me in outer space.
You went into outer space. You.
Sure. You've never been?
That's my reaction when, I tell other people, "Yeah, I paid off my mortgage in 2 years and 9 months." You never did that? Why haven't you done that? No, I'm just kidding. I'm a little bit more I say play dumb when I do that. So because I know from experience, like you tell other people you paid off your mortgage in 2 years and 9 months, they'll act like they didn't hear you. Like it's like, let's just move on to next thing. In fact, I asked ChatGPT about this, and it's like, well, there's various factors why they would do that, and then it's like all the super deep. psychoanalysis of like the human condition. I can't believe it. You know? But yes, we're doing crazy things, and I'm assuming that the reason why people just don't comment is they're just so absorbed in the material and they're good students, and at the same time they're shocked. I feel like that's the case. This I just have my theories, but I remember back in the day when I first learned this, I was like, "What's the big deal? Oh, you just throw money into debt in the line of credit. Okay, yeah, you pay it off. Obviously, you're gonna pay it off if you throw all your money into debt." But the thing that I didn't understand is that banks make money off of people who make a lot of income or and are kind of bad at managing their money. So when it turns out that this whole banking system is kind of propped up by people who make a lot of money and are bad at managing it, that was like a shocker to me because I was like, well, if I was making, $500,000 a year, obviously I wouldn't be broke. And that's actually the bank's like best customer of someone who makes good money and is just kind of bad at managing it, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm just gonna stare at this a little bit more. 2 years and 9 months, and I can't even believe that I paid it off like last year. Oh my goodness. Now I'm just like making videos about it, reliving my former glory days, right? And I am the goat. But I'm pretty sure that more people will beat me, and they'll be like, "I paid off my mortgage in like 1 year," and I'm like, "Dang, y'all beat me." All right, so it's okay. I don't need the goat status forever, but or maybe I'll be the goat because I'm like the first to do it. Greatest of all time with my finances. All right, well that's it, folks. So this is Korean Atlanta mentorship. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.